Facilitating this fireside chat on navigating the clutter, increasing consciousness, is our very own Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan, Professor IIM Bangalore and Chairperson, Digital Learning. Ma'am, we please welcome you on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for her, please. And I'm truly honored now to welcome Daaji, who's joining us virtually for this amazing interaction. Namaste, Daaji.
Namaste, Ma. Namaste.
Namaste, Daaji, and it's a pleasure to have you here on the Fireside Chat. And I'm sure you will not remember me, but my first meeting with you was in the spirituality conference that happened at IIM Bangalore, hosted by Ramnath Narayan Swami Professor, and you were there as a participant. And so I'm absolutely delighted that after several years, I have the pleasure of having you here. You'd like me to look at that and address?
Thank you, Vasan.
Okay, thank you. So in terms of structure, what can you expect this afternoon? I'm going to be in conversation with Daaji for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. And after that, Daaji is going to lead a meditative practice for 10 minutes. And after that, we will wrap up this session. Okay? So just before, to set the context, I think in recent years, being a student of human behavior and a faculty, I've had a lot of people come back. And many of those conversations with students, professionals, executives, senior leaders have really been about the questions on purpose, legacy, what are we doing with our lives, and of course, definitions of happiness and success. And it's interesting that this room actually consists of that point, not 1% of India that's truly privileged. And therefore, material wealth, in terms of its perspective, and the previous panel also spoke about it. And as material wealth increases, the questions related to personal legacy seems to kind of go hand in hand. It doesn't matter whether you're 22, because I have conversations with 22-year-olds, or whether you're 60. Many of us are seeking the purpose for why we are here. Needless to add to all of this is technology and its role in our lives. Is it our master? Is it our slave? Or is it a partner? All of these and more questions somewhere anchor around the significance of us in the larger world. Daaji, I'm going to begin with a question I'm sure you've been asked many times. Your transition from being a pharmacist to an entrepreneur and then a spiritual guide. Tell us about this journey. And I'm sure during this journey you've balanced both these worlds of ambition and deeper purpose. Can you just share a little bit about this journey?
Well, it has been a very seamless journey without any brackets involved that after this happened, after this happened. So there are no stages there. But in the worldview, as we perceive, you will find, oh, this was initial stage, then there was the second stage. It's like, when flower blooms, at what time did it bloom? Or when the first ray of the sun early in the morning, and how the darkness slowly dissipates. Can you exactly say at what time the morning started? So spiritual journey is also somewhat like that. It started during my days, just like these boys and girls who are in front of you at IIMB, youngsters plunging into new phase of their life. I started then when I was in college. Even during college days, my focus was undercurrents of spirituality, the seekers. And then as a professional, when I was practicing pharmacy in the United States, I continued this spiritual pursuit. But I never got an, I would say, idea to differ it from material pursuit and spiritual. I would like to see that they are nicely integrated. There has to be some balance. I should not go into spirituality also so much that my family who depends on me suffers. And I should also not get so much caught up with the material world that it can hamper my spiritual life, which is the main purpose. Otherwise, you'll be recycled. Imagine if you fail in your class, what happens? You are recycled for next year's term. Same thing is life. Failure in life, God gives you another opportunity. You are recycled. So, to me, I really didn't differentiate between material and spiritual life and continued on. And fortunately or unfortunately, this role as a guide of heartfulness fell in my lap when my previous guru was departing from this world. He says, now you have to take it forward. And it was his blessings that I continue today and share whatever I have learned and become with the world. And as already been shared that, there are no charges whatsoever, no hidden costs. And I like to share with you all something very profound from my Guruji. When someone asked, why don't you charge money? Like there are so many other gurus today. He says, what can I charge and who can pay for it? Can you sell Brahma Vidya? If you can sell and someone can buy Brahma Vidya, if you could buy, why do you need Brahma Vidya?
Yeah.
So, most vital thing in life must come at no cost, but you pay with your life. It's a big price.
Yeah.
Because everything that we do is while studying or being with the family, leading a married life, the undercurrents will be that of love, of spirituality. To me, I will not be able to say spirituality and love are different. No, they are closely integrated. In fact, you can say they are synonymous in some sense. You remove love from the picture of spirituality, it becomes desert.
Yeah.
Becomes useless affair then, see?
Sure. Daji, I'm
So,
going to.
yes,
Can I
please
can I
go ahead.
just build on that point that you were talking about, which is really that you see spirituality and love as one and the same, and yet where I'm stuck, I think, like many of the people here, is that we seem to live in a world that asks for productivity and that asks for efficiency, and in that vocabulary, where is space for raising consciousness, happiness, and heartfulness that you keep talking about?
Well, any lazy man can meditate in the silence of the mountains. You need a challenge in life. For example, if you want to build your muscles or six packs, you go to gym on a regular basis. You don't go today and then go after 3 months. Spiritual practices also need some sort of resistance, some sort of challenge. And where can you find a better challenge than having to face day-to-day affairs in the business world and also at family level? So these are the challenges, and if you can remain peaceful and meditative, that's where the true training begins, not in the mountains or in forests. So when we meditate in the morning, what happens? Before going to work, I close my eyes and meditate for a few minutes. Sometimes I go into samadhi. Sometimes it takes a while to settle down into samadhi, but it makes you float around the day's routine, what you are supposed to do today. The whole thing runs like a movie in your head. And in that moment, you will be able to see what I should be doing, how I should be doing, how much time I should be spending, and what I must avoid. There are many things that will come up. Oh, I must avoid this, I must avoid that. So you'll be able to save a lot of time. You know, many people, they say, meditation, when do we have time to meditate? But when you try to meditate, you will see how much time you save. You become extremely proficient, efficient in a big time, in a big time sense. That's why Lord Krishna in Gita keeps talking about yogaha karmasu kausalam, means a mind that is in a yoga sthit is so balanced, so sthit pragya, that they can do many things magically in just like that. The decisions they make will be very quick. They will not be faltering. Because when you meditate, it's not like thinking. It is not even contemplating. You are seeing things beyond 360 degrees. What I like to call it as a woman's brain, very intuitive brain. You develop intuition through meditation. That's the biggest gift we can receive through meditation, and it just happens like that. See?
Okay. So in
Because
some...
if you see the evolution, when you talk of evolution of consciousness, which we talked at length last time when I was at Bangalore, at
Yeah.
IIM Bangalore, we talked, I mean, for 2 hours it went on and on and on, non-stop, and nobody wanted to move.
Yeah.
The main purpose of life is to make this consciousness evolve. And one part of the consciousness is to think. So when the function of the mind transits from thinking, where does it go? What becomes of my thinking? Am I destroying my thinking apparatus? Not at all. You are elevating your thinking to feelings. You are becoming more and more intuitive. That's why I declare that, women especially, our sisters, they are on a higher level of evolutionary scale, age to age, when you compare them with a man. They're gifted with intuition.
Yeah.
And
That's...
try this out. At your own family, you try this out. When you have problems and you keep thinking about your problems for days or months together, and afterward, if your wife asks you, what happened, darling? Or your mother asks you, what happened, beta or beti? And by the time you finish your story, they'll be prompt in answering, do this. And how do they, without going through the actual details of the problem, they give you a great solution?
Yeah. Daaji, I'm just going to kind of help to just understand this. So you're basically saying that you're calling meditation as some kind of a deliberate practice, and in fact, you kind of linked it to going to the gym, which means that deliberate practice every day is just going to enhance productivity of individuals. I think that was one point that you said. The second point I think that you are saying just now is in some ways that we have kind of overemphasized on the cognitive part, the head, the thinking part of it. And I think a lot of our conversations today in organizations are really strongly about data and information. But I think what I hear you say is that there's something in the realm of feeling. And I think that's one of the questions in the earlier session that they were talking about insights. And that kind of intuition, you believe is something that will get acquired through meditative practice. Would that be a fair summary of an understanding of a lay person?
You're precise.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And what I'm going to do now is ask the audience. I may be able to take one or two questions. Rajiv, I'm going out of my brief, but if there is a question that we can take from the audience as I ask Daaji the next question, and then we will move into about 8 to 10 minutes of meditative practice. I'm just giving you a heads up so that during that time, kindly make sure that you don't walk out, shut the door, and if you need to step out now to use the washroom or take a bio break, please do it now and come back in the next 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you. Daaji, the next question is that you talk about heartfulness. And very recently at IIM Bangalore, we have started the Heartfulness meditation program for our student community. And just plain and simple, with so much in the world available on meditation, meditative practices, just help us understand what it is that is your worldview to this, and how does heartfulness meditation occur, or what happens?
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. You have hit the chord of the main thing, why meditate and what is meditation. Can anyone say what meditation is to you? Anyone?
Anyone, what is meditation to you? Sorry? Calming down your mind.
But
Just
that is,
be who you are.
of,
Daaji, multiple responses are coming. Be just who you are. No thoughts.
okay.
Be free within yourself. Ongoing. Yeah, I think we'll stop there. Yeah, please.
Okay. All of you are wrong. Because what you have mentioned is the end product. What meditation does to you. But what is meditation? Even Oxford Dictionary misguides us. Oxford Dictionary says it's focusing your mind on one object. The purpose of meditation in our literature, especially our Sanatana Dharma, is not about thinking on one object, because when we meditate, the goal is God realization. And God is not an object upon which you can think. If you can think of God as an object, then you don't need to meditate. That's one argument. Second argument, in Sanskrit, the word meditation is written as dhyan. In Sanskrit lipi, if you see, it's dhyan. If you break this into a sandhi, di plus yan. Now, you visit your Gayatri mantra. Because I want to bring your attention to di mahi diyo yonaha prachodayat. Here, di means, I will not try and question you. What does it mean? Many people, they recite this sloka. Rarely anyone understands the meaning of it. Di mahi diyo yonaha prachodayat. Di here means it's your goal to attain highest wisdom. Di, in short, means the highest wisdom. Yan means a process or the vehicle that transports us to attain that ultimate wisdom. So the process is called dhyan. Now, whenever you use a procedure or a vehicle, it requires external input. Some energy input is required. And what is it that can transport my consciousness from where it is to a level where I can tap into at this moment, and then tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow, as I continue to tolerate higher levels of purity? I give you a reference of one of the Upanishads, Kenopanishads. Second or third sloka talks about what is that fuel. Sloka starts in a very gentle way. It says, we nourish our bodies. Very simple statement. And how do we nourish our bodies? with balanced diet. Then second one, how do you enrich your Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanmaya Kosha, and Pranamaya Kosha, which are your subtle bodies? How do you enrich your intellect, your intelligence? That's why we attend some institutions like this. We learn from parents, we learn from our elders, and you know all the ways of how to enrich this. But how to nourish the soul? What is the source of nourishment for the soul? And Upanishad says it is pranasya pranaha. Prana that nourishes another prana. Now, what is this prana? A guru of caliber can tap into the source, extract that, and inject it towards us. It transmits this prana, and it's not a matter of belief. We can have a scientific experiment also that when a guru of caliber can transmit this pranahuti, pranasya prana, one or a group of meditators, a control group, who would not receive transmission and meditate. Another group who would be meditating but with transmission. Then you can see the results. And you will be able to see how through EEG measurements you can see the delta wave which is akin to sushupti, meaning your EEG pattern would be almost from 0.5 to 3 to 4 hertz per second. You should be at deep sleep, but you are not at deep sleep because despite of having such a relaxed state, you will be fully aware. And Shastras, they call this state as a Turiya state,
Yeah.
a state from where you can tap into the ultimate wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And Daaji, I'm now going to invite you, if you can, over the next 7 to 8 minutes, lead us through a practice that you think they can go back and start from this evening.
Vasanti,
Yes.
initiation doesn't start like that. To be receptive to this pranasya prana or pranahuti I talked about, it needs few sessions for you to experience. You invite me for a lunch or a dinner and you say, let's have breakfast.
Yes.
So it's called cheating, and you prove to be a bad host then, see? Anyway, so because the time is of some essence here, so we'll meditate, but don't interrupt and say that's all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Just let me give a
And-
heads up to the organizers, okay? I think it will take a little longer than 8 minutes, so just be prepared, maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, okay? Thanks. Yeah.
You're so gracious.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, please settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, Daaji, just give us 30 seconds. There are people settling in. Yeah, and can you please close the doors so that we don't have people moving? Yeah? Yeah, great. Over to you, Daaji.
Okay. This meditation is very simple. Have your attention towards the heart and think of the presence of the source of divinity that's already there in our hearts in the form of light. So in short, you focus your attention towards the heart with an idea that the source of divine presence is already there in my heart. And be receptive to this transmission I talked to you about. Be receptive and open. If any thoughts do arise in your mind, let them come. If you're too much overwhelmed, remind yourself that I am meditating at the moment. Okay, we begin. Please start meditation.
Thank you, Daaji. Any last words that you would like to leave for the participants as we close the session?
Well, few things. One is, those of you who are really, really interested to meditate, download this app. Some trainer will connect with you and help you go through this in a proper way, this proper initiation. Heartfulness app. And some homework for you. Look into ChatGPT. Ask a question, which you can even do now and share your result. How many temples were there during Vedic times?
Zero.
You get the message? Do you get any message, Vasanti?
Yes, Daaji. Very powerful message that spiritual practices predate institutions.
Yeah. And what was their emphasis? Emphasis was Antaryamin, one who dwells within. Lord Krishna also gives his own address. This is my residential address, he says. Your heart. I dwell in every heart. And what has become of us, the Hindus? Where are we looking? Or any religious? Muhammad Sahib talked about his location, his God, Allah's location. Jesus also mentioned it, Moses mentioned it, Buddha mentions it, Lord Krishna mentions it. Our attention, our search has become outside, extrovert. So you will never find divinity by following a wrong direction. You're going in a wrong direction, my friends. That's all, Vasanti.
Thank you, Daaji, for that wonderful session. Deeply appreciate. When you are in Bangalore, we will definitely meet. Thank you. And on behalf of all the participants here, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daaji, for guiding us through such a powerful and reflective journey this morning. Your words have offered not just clarity, but a compass of how to navigate our inner and outer worlds with consciousness and grace. Thank you, Professor Vasanti, for enabling this enlightening conversation. We'd also like to inform you that Heartfulness representatives, Mr. Rajat from Brighter Minds and Ms. Jyoti, would be available outside near the escalator for anyone who'd like to interact with them. Now, please join me in giving a big hand and a round of applause to Daaji, to Professor Vasanti, and for us to express our note of gratitude. May I please request Mr. Naveen Kumar, PGP 99, former IMBA convener, to come and felicitate the speakers.
And our virtual memento to Daaji, I knew that it was 0. So, and thank you, very, very enlightening session. I mean, we've been doing lIMBue since 2015. I think this was the absolutely different session, and every time we get amazed by the organizers and things that they've done. I never hoped that we'll do a 10-minute meditation, sitting in here, no phones, no nothing. Thank you, and whenever you are in Bangalore, be our guests. We love to kind of honor you. Thank you.
Thank you.